What is going on? What's going on, beautiful people? It's your girl, Linda S. Husser, the Bodacious Lifestyle Coach, and we are continuing with our co-author series. The phenomenal authors that they blessed me with their stories in our Boldly Beyond 50, a Black Woman's Guide to Aging with Excellence Anthology. And I am here with Venetia. Venetia, thank you so much for coming on and giving us a little insight as to what made you want to. Well, first of all, how did you find out about this anthology?
I was up late one night and I happened to surf. I think it was TikTok or one of the social platforms because I follow you. I've been following you almost going a year prior.
Okay.
And so you came on and you was talking about this anthology for bold and beyond women. And it just stuck with me. And I think it was like 11:30 and your excitement and it just clicked in my spirit. I said I got to be a part of it, and I said I'm getting ready to, because you gave all the information you talked about, because I watched it all the way through. And you said click on it, and I said I'm doing it, and I just clicked on it, and I said, and I just felt right. It felt like I was doing exactly what I needed to do in that moment in my life at this time. And it was like,
awesome.
that's it. That's it.
Okay. And now, so you've been following me for a while. You hear
Yeah.
about the anthology, and have you written a book before, or is this your first published work?
Yes, I have written a book before. And not only that, I had part of another anthology.
Okay.
This was a year before. But the title
Ah.
of the book, and just the title that you use, The Bodacious Life Coach, it's a pull for specific, we're talking about Black women specifically 50 and over. That's just the pull itself. But when you said the title of the book, Aging and Excellent, I said I have to be a part of it. And
Okay.
it was totally, to me, a shift in not so much as what I have been doing, because it's under the same thing, empowerment, inspiring. But when the niche was so tight, Black
Mm.
women, aging and excellent, and we don't see that. We don't
Okay.
see that. So yeah.
All right. All right. All right. Now, I don't want you to tell me what you wrote about specifically, but I would
Okay.
like you to share with us the title and just tell me, why did you pick the title?
Okay. The title of my story in the book, you know what? And it's something we talked about. I'm gonna tell a title, but we have been talking about in your coaching sessions, and
Mhm.
you were saying how the stories are going to come together, and it's going to be put. Everybody's going to be put, because we was asking, where we going to be in the story, and my story happened to be the last story. And
Okay.
I was like, oh, my story, the last story. Okay. And it's significant. It meant something for me when I seen it, because all through the process, you kept iterating, and the doctor, who is also your coach, kept iterating about how the stories flow. And
Yes.
so my story is called Gathering the Fragments. And
Ah.
and that story is truly meant so much to me, because I had came to a place in my life, my children was grown, I was past 50, going into my 60s, and I needed some healing that had to take place, and I felt so lost. It wasn't that I hadn't done a lot of things, but I felt fragmented. And so
Mm.
this story is about how we as women specifically can give so much of ourselves away
Yes.
that we end up lost, we feel fragment. And in my story, I talk about the journey of going to get the pieces of myself, not physically going, but using my memory, using my hurt, and going and grabbing those pieces and bringing them all together and saying, "This is you."
Yeah. Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the beautiful,
Yes.
and bringing it together, and then saying, "Now what?" And
Yes.
so this story, Gathering the Fragment, talks about how I had to gather the pieces of my past, my experiences, and then decide now what.
Yes.
And that's the message of this anthology, but also your message, now what? And
Right.
the now what is real, is
Yes.
real.
Yes, yes, yes. So if you were to describe, there is a reason why it's called Boldly Beyond 50.
Yes.
And I really think about it, the Toy Story, where Woody says to infinity and beyond. So
Yes.
that's really where Boldly Beyond 50, because I want us to be bold. As long as
Mm.
we're alive, I truly believe we can thrive. And as
Yes.
long as we are here, we should persevere. Like, let's
Mm.
not just get old for old
Yes.
sake, right? But we
Yes.
can actually age with excellence. So I want to ask you a question. What does Boldly Beyond 50 mean to you?
You know what? I jumped, like I said, as soon as I heard, the anthology. Oh yeah, yeah. And then I almost took a step back because the title kind of, it took me to a place of, what are they using this word when you feel that you're not worthy? What You sabotage yourself, or you're not sure, syndrome.
Okay.
And because it's like, okay, if you're going to be a part of this, because it's not just a book, to me, it's more than that.
Yeah, it's a movement. The Boldly
Yeah,
Beyond
it's a
50 movement.
movement. And what does it mean to you right now? And what it meant was turning the page on what was to receive what is, and
Mm,
not living in limitations of, because sometimes for me, my examples was my mother, my aunties, and when I think back, when they was in their 50s and 60s, they was wearing those dusters, sitting
yes.
around that house. My mother had retired, and that was it. But when I hear that, it means for me that there is no limit
Mm-hmm.
on what I am capable of doing. And when I see my sisters, us, it
Mm-hmm.
just gives you that jolt, that confidence to say
Yes.
whatever that dream was, it's still alive in you and you can
Absolutely.
achieve it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what do you feel was the value of
Mm.
joining the Boldly Beyond 50, A Black Woman's Guide to Aging with Excellence anthology? You did say you had been in others, and I don't want
Yes.
you necessarily to compare this to
Oh, yeah.
others, but what was it about this one, your takeaway from being a part of this project?
Okay, a couple of things. This is probably going to be more than a couple.
Okay.
But one of the values is you yourself
Mm-hmm.
as the facilitator, the host, the leader, the concierge of it, the excitement that you promise, but also, if anyone has been watching you, we've seen it and we see it.
Mm,
To be a part of the challenge that you can do it. Oh, you did that, but this is something different.
mm-hmm.
And to say, oh, I'm a little nervous, but the women in this particular group, what was different for me and what is different is the transparency.
Mm,
I've been in other ones, but the transparency was at go one. You had women speaking about they want to do it, and I'm kind of scared. I never did it before, and then you have us saying, "Oh, I never did it." Some of them I never did, but I'm gonna do it. And
mm-hmm.
also the coaching sessions, what made it different for me, and the value that added to me as an author, because I am one, and a writer and a speaker, was the back to transparency, because I think you really set that bar. The
Okay.
way you came in when it was time to do the sessions, and you took us to the different programs and say, if you don't know how to do this, you can do that. And then if
Mhm.
you can do that and go into this program and it'll help you write it. I hadn't gotten that before.
Okay.
And, and then you kept not only reiterating that, take this book and this experience and build on where you want to go. Not
Yes.
just saying it, but you showed it.
Yes.
You showed it. You did. And another thing, because I think I know it's gonna be more than two. You just you're a roundaway girl. You just
Oh.
you just so personable. It's like you sit we talking to you, we're like we sitting at home on the couch talking to your girlfriend.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, individuals that are content content creators or whatever, they're not that personable.
Mhm.
And you just say, "Oh, come on, I'll take you by the hand. Let me show you how to do it." And
Mhm.
that is what added value, not just to the project, but to me as I go and I compare whatever else I do to say, it sound all good, but I know it's a better way to do it because of this experience.
Okay. Awesome
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah.
And I really appreciate that. And what would you say how you are aging with excellence?
I would say how I'm aging with excellence is, for me, is pulling back, the fragments, but taking the layers of who I thought I was
Mm,
into who I am and enjoying it.
I love that.
Enjoying it. And the title, when we talk about excellence and being bodacious and being free, learning to be free right now.
Hmm.
Not saying, well, I want to, but oh, I always did it that way. It's like maybe you did always do it that way, but you don't have to. You can do it
Yes.
different. And that is what I am doing, and to kind of really being bold about it, being
Yes.
bolder. That's a different, because you think, oh, yeah, I'm bold, I'm good. But this has allowed me to be bolder and
Okay.
stronger and more confident in myself as a woman, 60, older than 60,
Hmm.
65. It's like,
Hmm.
wait a minute. This thing it can get good. It can get
Yes.
good.
It can get bolder because
Yes, it
over 50
can.
does not mean life is older. And as we get older, we're getting bolder,
We
not
are.
bitter. A lot of people out here bitter, mad, and
They are.
angry that they're getting
They
older.
are.
You
They
know, and
are.
no, because we have to create spaces for ourselves and not
Mm,
wait for the man society to start respecting us. We've got to go out there and demand it by doing
mm.
things like this, creating movements, showing up.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
too old, and it is most definitely not too late for us.
That's
And
it.
so, what would you like to leave as a say? There's somebody who sees these series and they
Hmm.
wanted to write a book, but they feel like, oh, I'm really not a writer. But then you want to encourage them because we are working on volume 2 to maybe
Yeah.
come on board with this because I'm going to walk with them. I'm not going to just,
Yes.
you invest and then I just leave you out there. We meet, we have our Facebook group,
Yes.
I drop information in the group. What would you say to somebody who's been on the fence?
If you are on the fence and you happen to see Linda's video on Instagram, YouTube, StreamYard, anywhere, what I would say to you is that's a divine moment for you. It's not happenstance, because it's not happening for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So invest in yourself. It's not about the dollars, because the value that you're going to get out of it and what it's going to do to you inside is worth every penny.
Mhm.
because you're just investing in yourself, and you're investing with someone who has a track record. You're investing with the women that's coming together, that she's pulling together with like-mindedness, who understand what it is to kind of be afraid, but we want to do. And that word, the word bold, is like, okay, if I'm ever gonna be bold, do it now. I would tell you to do it. It's
Mhm.
worth the time, and it's worth it to yourself. Don't
Yeah,
cheat. Do
yeah.
not keep yourself out of this experience.
Thank you
Please
so
do
much.
not. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, there you have it. Boldly Beyond, beautiful Black women over 50. Thank you so much. And thank you, Venetia, for this
Oh,
interview. I appreciate you for your story and this interview.
thank you so very much for investing in us and
Yes.
continuously investing in yourself, because I'm watching you and we interacted, and just you just having, we don't have perfect days, all of us every day, but the joy that you're having discovering Linda right now
Oh,
is
thank
is
you.
making a difference in lives that you do not even know. It really is.
Oh, my goodness.
Continue.
Thank you so much.